And when we're leaving, what you're going to take, that is your wealth. So those things, I think we should think like a daily basic, especially every morning, if you can think something like that a little bit, it will helpful to become a more productive day.
Если думать об этом, то это поможет нам быть более продуктивным с точки зрения нашей деятельности.
End of the day, actually, we shouldn't have our we should have an end of the day as a that we not regret of our day.
Потому что в конце каждого дня мы не должны сожалеть ни о том, как мы его прожили.
Something that is not meaningless way we use.
Мы должны понимать, что
I think
мы
should be
потратили бездумно этот день.
Otherwise, even we have this precious human body, if we're not protective, then it's the same as a not have. So I think like a fortune of the mind, meditating on the precious human body, meditating on the impermanent, meditating on the faults of samsara, meditation on the karma will help us to become more dharma according to the dharma. Because otherwise, I had some discussion with some people, and that's when that person told me I was reflecting on the Dharma practitioners' main reason of why we practice dharmas. Actually, like a majority more majority of practice is for mundane benefit.
И нельзя употреблять практику для того, чтобы получать какие-то мирские блага.
There's a really small number of people really seeking to the liberation.
И очень мало людей ищет именно освобождение.
So I think this reason,
то есть многие практикуют
even
скорее
we
для
practice
получения
in
какой-то
dharma
другой пользы.
is not becoming according to the dharma. Make sense? It's become a mundane benefit. So that reason we must practice dharma, which is becoming, path to the liberation. That is
Мы
what
должны
is meant
практиковать
according
дхарму
to
для
the
того, чтобы
dharma.
она была нашим путем освобождения.
So then this kind of practice, it will become a more meaningful or
В таком
productive.
случае практика станет более разумной, более осознанной,
Productive
более
practice.
продуктивной.
Otherwise,
В противном случае
only focusing on the mundane benefit or this
в
life's
противном
benefit.
случае фокусируясь только
Then
лишь на благах,
maybe
которые
people
доступны
may
этой
ask,
жизни.
if that is that's the main point of the Buddhism is a liberation, then why we have to have a practice like such as a Zambala, such as a medicine Buddha, such as
Многие спрашивают, зачем, если мы стремимся к освобождению, зачем мы должны практиковать Дзамбалу, Будду медицины и многих других, которые приносят нам конкретную пользу, Тару и многих других.
Fears and why those you need health, you need a long life, you need all the favorable conditions.
Но дело в том, что для того, чтобы достичь просветления, вам нужно собрать благоприятные обстоятельства и условия. Поэтому все эти божества, они как бы поддерживают нас, вся эта практика.
One time we had a discussion about the wealth, and somebody said, that answer. We just only want to be that way. But the reality is, even Buddha, he renounced everything, but he never renounced for the food and clothes.
Но реальность такова, что прежде чем достичь просветления, ему нужны какие-то вещи. И даже Будда не отказывался от еды, от одежды.
With the necessary condition, food and clothes and shelter, you cannot have a healthy mind to meditate.
То есть, если у вас не будет этих условий, то у вас не будет здорового разума, который способен эффективно медитировать.
life while the deity, condition of becoming, I think, necessity those things one or another way. Sometimes people, too try to neglect for this life and try to want to be great practitioner. So that is a little bit too extreme to be do like a,
Иногда люди стараются как бы пренебрегать этой жизнью в пользу
the
того,
environment,
чтобы освободиться. Это тоже
that
не
kind of
совсем верный
things.
путь.
Sometimes work, sometimes not work. Like in the West, in the Western culture, it doesn't work. Like if try to be like military, I don't think so.
В западной культуре мы не можем быть как
So you need,
нужен другой подход, который будет более разумен с точки зрения культуры.
To continually practice.
И вам нужно здоровое окружение для того,
this is
чтобы
not like
продолжать
we don't
практиковать.
need Dharma practitioner, we don't need Zabala, we don't need medicine Buddha.
Именно для
It's
этого
not
нужно
talking about
Тара,
that.
Дзамбула
But our
и
main
Будда
aim
медицина.
of practicing
Но самая
Dharma is
главная
not
цель
those.
— это не
Those
вот
are
эти
the
вот мирские вещи.
condition. But main
Мы всего
aim
лишь
of
создаем условия, а
practicing
главная
Dharma
цель
is reaching
— достижение состояния просветления. Главная цель.
So for that, all those methods, like the firewood cannot have a fire. Same way, without the method, so we need all those methods. Those are part of the nirvana. And another in the Vajrayana, we call the stage and the completion stage, that two path that actually practices it. So generation stage is mainly like how transform place as a mandala and your body as a deity. Why we have to do that one? Is it because we being attached to the place and being attached to our own body? So we have to liberate that attachment. How to liberate that attachment is through the meditation on the deity, mandala, and by that we will eliminate all the attachment. So like when we transform this place as a Tara, as a mandala, then no longer, ordinary place what you normally attach, then this is become a pure light, and your body also transformed to the deity, then no longer you have a concept of me, my body, belonging me, or this is become Tara. So that is what called the self-cherishing of a conceptual about me as a self-grasp me as a no longer there. So then that is how train the free from attachment. But when you actually free from attachment, and there's no longer will have a continuum of aversions. So these two are the main source of samsara, attachment and aversions. Because of this one, we continue in the samsara, and the source of this attachment and aversion is the self-grasping. So that way, through the deity yoga practice, it will eliminate our self-grasping. That is the main point, because like if you read the mind training and the 7-point mind training, and in that said, whatever strongest afflictive emotion, eliminate that force, is said. 7-point mind training. So we are desire realm. Our strongest emotion is attachment. If you look at those three emotions, attachment, aversion, and ignorance, I mean, we're not that ignorant. We have a pretty good wisdom. We have a pretty good understand. that mundane or super mundane wisdom, we have a pretty good mostly. And when it comes to the aversion, majority of the time we don't have that emotion of anger. You know, we're pretty good with the relaxing. But attachment is a 24 hours. You know, we never free from that. So that reason, what we have to work with the Dharma is that emotion, attachment, as I have to eliminate first. So as according to the mind training, you know, so the reason this method of this deity yoga, like we practice in Tara here, we practice in Tara. It's the same. That method is the main point is how to eliminate your own what call self. Can say self-ego clanking, self-grasping. Yeah, self-grasping or ego clanking. How to eliminate that one? That is the main point about what we're practicing Dharma. Then because that is the source of all the other emotion comes. Make sense? So that way they said there's one prayer said source of samsara is the attachment and aversion. You know, and the source of our attachment and aversion is the self-grasping. So I pray that everything should be free from self-grasping. So that prayer alone, we're not going to accomplishing that free from self-grasping. Make sense? Prayer alone cannot work. So like a Buddha said to the Mahakashyapa, if your prayer to be wishing to go to other side of the what called the river, without the going, actually going, you will never reach to the other side of the river. Yeah? So if you really want to go to the other side of the river, you have to go there with by using method of swimming, walking on the water, or using boat. Somehow you have to use some method to and have to reach there, not just only prayer. So that way we have to do that. Is in the Buddhism, it's called the meditation, mean that practice. Lots of people have a concept of a meditation as a just keep quiet, silence. You know, that alone is a good meditation. Then actually animal can do better than human being, you know. Right now they're meditating.
Молчание, такая молчаливая медитация, этого недостаточно, потому что, например, животные вообще не могут говорить, и, казалось бы, они в этом смысле вообще лучшие, более лучшие медитаторы, чем люди. Но это не так. Это не самое лучшее, что можно сделать.
Against skaters, not Asian one. Asian one. So I mean, so that way it's not just. I'm not saying it's a quiet. It's not good. I'm not saying so. This is really good. It can your mind calm, but not just that one alone.
Конечно, быть молчаливым, спокойным — это хорошо, но это не медитация сама по себе. Медитация — это как тренировка ума. Работа с методом.
So here we practicing the deity yoga. End point is because of the being attached to our place. Yeah? So that way we transform to the place as a mandala, and because of that being attached to our own body, and that transform our body to the deity. So this is overall this is an antidote of the self-grasping.
Ну, в любом случае, йога божества — это такое своеобразное противоядие к цеплянию за себя.
Then slowly it will come later. I will talk to you know. So for that, without the support of the good merit, cannot accomplishing this one. Yeah. So yesterday we talked about how to accumulate the merit through the.
Вчера мы говорили о том, каким образом можно накопить заслугу.
Can say pure field of accumulation and impure field of accumulation. We how to accumulate the merit and that merit, if supported with free from three sphere, then it become an accumulation of the wisdom. So every single merit, even you just give the one bite of a food, can have a both wisdom and merit. You know, just giving itself is the accumulation of a merit. And when you're giving, give with the free from three sphere, it becomes an accumulation of the wisdom. So that way now here, what is the visualizing? We visualizing Tara. So you can read the, the text. So I'm sure you can read better than I do. So look, the page 15 said, at my heart center is a moon disk arising from that syllable, a syllable. Upon the moon is the green thumb. So here's a syllable. Upon the moon is a green thumb. Is a in the Vajrayana, deity or anything, implement or anything, have to be inseparable of the syllable and the place. So transform to the moon, you know, or nature of become a moon. So those two are inseparable. Same as we, thumb become deity. It's a similarity. So that way transform to the moon as a Christian. And the green thumb on the moon, green thumb, from which light radiate. So that the green thumb is your own awareness. You know, sometimes people say, oh, this is Tara's what called seed syllable. This is not Tara as a somewhere else seed syllable. This is your own awareness as a form of thumb syllable. Okay, thumb syllable. Then there's become a mass of the light. From is completely transformation, I become a venerable Tara, performing the mudra and supreme generosity. And my left hand hold the stream of my extremely steam, and I extremely full and attractive blue ubala flower between in the ring finger and thumb at my heart center. I am well developed in the full bloom of the youth of the mature 16 years old. And somebody says 16 years not mature, it's illegal. So, my rounded breasts are full and firm. I have a smiling face and endowed with the white eye like the petal of the lotus. I wear upper and lower garment of the orderly, splendid, divine silk, and my sapphire color here is bound at my crown, and a necklace and a golden armlet. I am lovely and radiating light. My two legs are in the half vajra posture. The right foot is extended, raising on the multicolored lotus and moon seat. In my heart center is the moon arising from that syllable atop that moon as a green thumb syllable. From which light radiate, inviting the wisdom deity from the realm of the Wumi, who appeared at the same as my visualizing form. Okay, I don't know how I read, but so this one. So I know you can read better than I do, and maybe I not necessarily read, but I just practice my reading. You know. You have to take chance. So now here, when you visualizing, doesn't matter either way, any deities, you have to know those 5 characteristics. Can say 5 characteristics of the visualization. This one 5 can use any deity. Not just Tara, any deity. First one is said clarity, yeah. So you have to visualizing clearly all the detail, ornament, and everything. You know, that reason you need the statue or tanga. So if you buying statue or tanga, you should try to find the, right measure statue or tanga, because I see lots of people have a really funny statue and tanga. They people try to sell as an antique, looks really, or some people say, oh, this is art, Buddha. You have to have the statue, whatever statue is a right measurement, because you don't know the right measurement and you visualizing as a wrong measurement, then you develop the what called your own Buddha is become like that. So the deity's image must be have to have a really right measurement. So even the Gunjik said, when you measuring that deities must follow to the Buddha's sutra and tantra, there's a particular measurement, have to do that one. So generally, doesn't matter you have statue or not, through the prayer, they will listen, they can hear anywhere. But your own meditation, you need some kind of a image that you can see that help you to visualize it clearly. Yeah? So that image must be have to have some what called a can say right measurement. Yeah.
Proper proportions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Proper proportions. Otherwise, I see sometimes people have just only head of the Buddha. Some Buddha is really like we're not allowed to say ugly, but it's not really unpleasant looking. And if you know that truly Buddha's all the measurement, mark, and everything is clear in your head, then doesn't matter what kind of statue you have, it always bring to the right measurement or pure unique looking one. But if you don't know that exactly, then
если даже у вас есть не очень хорошее
not
изображение, но
healthy
вы
to have.
визуализируете его правильно, то тогда это хорошо.
How to say this?
Это нормально.
Not
inexpensive stuff.
like just things that doesn't matter that expensive is it, doesn't matter.
Неважно,
things
дорогое
that is
изображение, из чего оно сделано.
Without following to the proper system. Make sense? So that is how you learn the clarity. You have to
это качественное изображение поможет
visualizing
делать
image as what you see in the picture or you see as a statue. So the reason we have to use that right one, I think first one. So according to that correct one, and you have to follow to the meditation with that. That is called the clarity. Clearly try to see daily detail. And also that one is really good for karma-binding meditation. And it will hold your mind to focusing on that. So then free from the distraction. So try to see that clearly much as you can, until become perfectly clear. We have to practice, train. That's called the meditation or practice. So that is first characteristic, clarity. Yeah. Then the second characteristic is called the purity. Like you see the Tara is wearing all the silk garment and the jewel ornament. So when ordinary people wearing the fancy clothes, and fancy jewelry, nothing have to do with your personality. Nothing have to do with it's a wearing and fancy as our inner ability. It's just for the decoration. Yeah. So when deity wearing those jewel ornaments,
и когда вот божество носит шелка, какие-то украшения, то это все
when you buy the medicine in the on the pill, you cannot see any beneficial from the medicine. Where you will see is on the bottle, the label. So that is the bottle label is it telling what is in the
В общем, эти
medicine.
украшения являются как бы знаками, да,
Same way,
совершенств
deities
совершенств
wearing the
божества.
jewel and all those
Это
are
как, знаете, это
inner
как
quality.
Лама
Showing,
сравнивает это с чтением
you know,
этикетки на лекарстве. Мы же не можем понять, каково само лекарство. Но читая этикетку, мы понимаем, что внутри лекарства, а не, например, яд. То есть эти все украшения как бы выполняют символическую функцию.
Like one example, Tara, particular Tara, this right hand is a and left hand is holding the lotus. You know, lotus is at the ear. To and emptiness or wisdom.
И вот то, что Тара, например, в одной из
Lotus
лотос,
is like
около
a
уха, тоже
hearing
как бы
sentient
является
being
отсылкой к
who
мудрости.
call her far or anywhere that she can hear the symbol of that one. And the right hand is in giving mantra that she's giving to
Правая рука Тара находится в мудрости
all sentient
даяния, в
beings,
мудре даяния.
Freedom from the fears.
Я вот точно так же обозначает свободу от страха.
So she's giving free generosity. Yeah, that's called generosity of giving wealth,
очень
things,
щедрая.
generosity of giving and generosity of giving protection from the fears. Something like that.
Различные блага, в том числе свободу от страха.
So those two are symbol of some method and wisdom. And the main point of all those garment and jewel as a sign is called the Sambhogakaya form. Sambhogakaya form is normally called the enjoyment.
Вот эти знаки, там
what is really truly her
Sambhogakaya.
Joy, you know, so she have a realization of the emptiness and a great compassion. From that realization of the emptiness and compassion, she have a fully joy without the sorrow. That inner joy as a symbol, as a she's wearing all the jewels. So that is called a purity. You know, inner pure meaning as a sign of a show outer physical appearance. So this is not like a decoration. Tara's jewel ornament and silk garment is not a decoration. This is a kind of like a appearing of an inner quality on the heart form body. Make sense?
Не просто украшения, а знаки тех совершенств,
that's the second characteristics. Then third one is called the divine pride. Divine pride means there's two kinds of pride: ordinary pride and divine pride. Actually, it's remember we had maybe if pride is a
Fine word from the English standpoint, it's nothing wrong using the word pride.
Okay. But pride is also bring to the, I am deity, because you make, sometimes it's people misunderstand as I am deity. You keep the yourself, I as a really solidly, I am deity.
Что я есть божество, и поэтому я испытываю гордость.
You know, it's not like you have to learn how to transform, as earlier I mentioned, transform you as no longer there. As now you have to be confident that you are Tara, not a person that you get the identity with the name. That is no longer there. So you need that confidence. So without this confidence, even you can visualizing clearly, even you can visualizing, we understand all the purity, still it's not complete of the deity. But if you cannot
без
visualize the
божественной
clearly
гордости
deity,
визуализация не полна,
and
даже
you don't
если
know
есть
about the
ясность и осознание
pure
совершенства Тары.
meaning, it's just okay long as you have this confidence of I am the deity, then that is a divine pride as a main characteristic, most I think can say most important part of the practice of when we're practicing the deity, and you need that confidence.
И может быть это божественная гордость, это истина из самого.
I had a discussion with my friend one long time ago. We talked about the mantra. What is the most important when come to the mantra? I'm not talking about the deity, but this is two are similar related. So some people say we need to have a correct pronunciation. Some think that sound as important, something as a shape as important, form, But for me, sound and shape is not that important. Why? Because the sound change when new language come, when translate to the new language, the sound change. Like except the Indian, those scholars who can really truly speak Sanskrit. Other than that, none of Buddhism can say correct pronunciation of the mantra. Each one say a little bit different. Make sense? So
так что искажения мантры, они уже появлялись
not
достаточно давно, еще даже во времена
even
тех, кто разговаривал на санскрите.
Correct pronunciation, still it work. And of course, the shape of the word is a change.
Очертания слов, очертания
we're
букв,
no
они тоже
longer
разные.
using the Sanskrit syllable. We're using the Tibetan syllable.
Мантра будет работать даже
Make sense?
если форма
So same as
разная.
now come to the West, they basically using their own language.
И на Западе сейчас, когда переводят мантры, они тоже
you
записываются.
don't have to visualize it as a Tibetan word syllable like thumb.
Алфавитом.
You don't need to learn what does it look like Tibetan thumb. It's just visualizing as an English one. I think it'll work.
И даже, кстати, можно визуализировать
most
слоги
important is the
не как на санскрите,
faith,
например, как
so
буква латинская
as long as
языка.
you
Но
have
самое
that
главное
faith,
это
then
вера,
doesn't matter. It's a sound and shape of the word. Still, mantra it work. If you don't have that confidence and the faith, then mantra is when you have a correct pronunciation, correct shape, it doesn't work. Same way, visualization of the deity. You can have a purity and a clarity without the divine pride. It's not complete. But if you do divine pride, and even you don't have a clarity and purity complete, still it's it becomes authentic. Yeah. So the reason this is an important part of the practice is must be with the divine pride. Yeah. Divine pride. Then the fourth one is called the empty by nature. Empty by nature means that deity, what you visualize, you cannot visualize as a statue, like a made by metal or any kind of form, or you cannot visualize as a human, like flesh, bone, and blood, that kind of body. You have to visualize it as called the illusion form. So there's in the sutra, there have three metaphor, three example of illusion. What is illusion like? Yeah, like like a rainbow appearance, but it's not real.
Иллюзия как радуга,
like a moon reflection in the water.
Отражается в воде.
Then one is it? Can say also dream image, yeah, form that see in the dream.
Мечта,
so those are totally appearance completely, but they don't have a solidness. Make sense?
Мы,
So you
они все
need
видятся
that
реальными,
kind
но
of
на самом
form,
деле они
illusion
как бы
form,
не
illusion
имеют
form.
подлинного существования, они
So,
иллюзорны.
so that is what is mean the empty by nature.
И вот это
Naturally,
означает
it's not like
пусты по природе.
a solid existence. It's just empty nature. Then last one is a
А последняя
what
часть
called nature,
визуализации
nature of it, inseparable nature, or can say inseparable nature.
нераздельная
So
природа.
inseparable nature is a
Нераздельная
you
природа
know
это
your self and Tara as a not like a two become a one. They are permanently inseparable.
вы не видите себя и
Your
Тару
consciousness
как
is the
две сущности, которые
thumb is
становятся
the your
едиными.
consciousness.
Но вы видите,
Your
что Тара и вы
consciousness not
всегда
become
были
thumb, or
нераздельными.
thumb not become your consciousness of the Tara seed syllable. And the Tara's body is you yourself as the Tara's body. The permanently
И вы также
inseparable.
видите, что изначально вы и Тара, и ваше тело было
It's
тоже
not
единым.
like transform or become
Это не
something that's
трансформация, не
not.
становление чем-то, а просто вы осознаете, что вы всегда были
So
едины.
it's not that I become Tara or Tara becomes me, but me and Tara come from the same thing.
Yeah, it's those are naturally inseparable. Yeah, those have to
То есть
be,
вы и Тара
you
неразделимы.
have to recognize it as inseparable. You cannot distinguishing, I
Вы
think,
не можете
from
отличить себя
modally
от Тары
pure. So
изначально.
that way we always said, naturally we have the Buddha. Yeah. Yesterday I mentioned there's a two type of Buddha, inner Buddha and outer Buddha.
Есть
So
два типа
those
Будды,
inner
внутренний и
Buddha
внешний.
and outer Buddha, once recognizing those two are not different.
Но когда они распознаются,
Like
это по
lots
сути
of
один Будда.
teacher saying is a
Изначально
samsara
таковы
and
не были.
nirvana is a one.
Это как учителя говорят о том, что
When you
сансара и
recognize
нирвана
it,
едины. И
you
когда вы
and Tara are
осознаете
one.
их, также понимаете,
So
что
this
вы и
is
Тара
not
едины.
you not become Tara,
Вы
just
не становитесь
recognize.
Тарой.
When you're not
Вы просто
recognizing,
распознаете,
because of the
что вы
confusion
уже
and
есть Тара.
looks two. Tara as an enlightened beings, you as an ordinary one, but that's not recognizing one.
Просто когда
Make
у вас
sense?
нет
So
распознавания,
that
вы
way it's
видите
called
Тару отдельно от себя, Тару как
naturally
просветленную,
inseparable.
а себя как обыкновенного человека.
It's not like the two become one.
Это не так, как два становятся одним.
I think this so these 5 characteristics.
Так что эти 5 характеристик визуализации очень важные.
I think part of the important of knowing our deity yoga practice for the generation stage. So then this one is how to also helpful is it here we have a divided two wisdom being and samaya beings. Yeah. Wisdom being and samaya being mean the what you visualize. That's called the samaya beings.
Существа мудрости, существа
Like
самая.
yourself as a transformer to the Tara, becoming Tara, or visualizing the Tara. It's called the samaya beings. And you invite them from the Pure Land to all the different sides of Tara and dissolve to you is called the wisdom beings, and those two are becoming inseparable. So that way, but before that becoming inseparable, you inviting those old wisdom being in the front of you. Why is it on the front of you? Because first you need offering them. So then next word is
И вам нужно сделать им подношение. Вот Лама сейчас перечисляет.
This offering,
Молитва с подношениями.
This mantra, the mudra and the samadhi or meditation have to be together. So what is a mantra? It's and you have to do the mudra. Mudra is a sign language. So the mudra have it's called a circle. What called it's called a lotus circle. Okay, lotus circle is a sign. So there's a two kind of lotus circle. One is a inner lotus circle, which is the hand bring inside. When you offering yourself as a deity and offering, you have to do the inner lotus circle. So that is we do this way. But here right now we invited the Tara wisdom beings, and in the space, yeah, in the front of you. So then you have to do the outer lotus circles. This is some people may think, oh, this is just mantra, not important, but each mantra have a meaning.
Некоторые говорят,
You
что
know,
мудро
when
не
we
важно, но
talk,
на самом деле у
how
каждого из них
about
есть
our
есть
conversation come
смысл.
from the vocal, and how about conversation come from the physically gesture, yeah?
Это подобно тому, как можно разговаривать
And
словами,
in
можно
Tibet,
разговаривать
there's two people
жестами, и жесты
talking
много тоже
in the
говорят
night,
и несут информацию.
and then they said, okay, we are just talking, so we don't need the light. Turn off the light. Other one said, no, we need the light. Then the one said, no, we don't need the light, just talking.
Это как в Тибете
And
два человека
then
ночью
the other one
встретились,
said,
и один
okay, then
сказал,
I
что не
turn
нужен
off the
свет,
light. And
а другой говорит,
this
что
person
нужен.
who want to light on, he said, oh, yesterday I saw this big fish. And he said, how big? And they couldn't see, you know.
Да, и вот он говорит, что там вчера,
And he said,
когда
see, I told you
я вчера
need the
видел рыбу,
light.
но если
Because
не будет включен свет, как я тебе могу показать без жестов, какая она была, большая или нет.
gesture is a part of the language. So
Поэтому
same
жест — это часть
way,
языка.
when we practicing mantra, mudra, samadhi, have to go
Когда мы
all three
практикуем
together.
мантру, мудру и самадхи, это все
So what is the mantra? Is here's offering mantra. Om ayatara sapari. Is mean the ayatara mean the noble tara.
Ну вот
Saparivar
смысл
mean
мантры
the
в том,
all
что
the
говорит,
retinue.
что я
So
благородная
tara is
тара.
mandala. Principle is the Aryatara, and all the 21 Tara and all the Buddha and Bodhisattva, everyone in the mandala is called the Saparivar.
И все, вот, кто находится в мандале, это сапаривар называется.
So normally we do the holding the vajra and bell,
Обычно мы держим
you know, as
колокольчик во
a
время
sign
этого.
of wisdom and a method.
Как знак метода и мудрости, как знаки метода и мудрости.
This is a method at the right hand,
Ваджра в правой
and
руке —
this
это
is
метод,
wisdom as a left hand.
а колокольчик левый — это мудрость.
And so what is sign of this saying is why we do is all the practice supported by these two, wisdom and the method.
Вся
On the other hand,
поддерживает
sometimes we
методом и
say
мудростью.
emptiness and compassion.
Это то же самое, как пустота
In
и
the
сострадание.
Vajrayana, key of a practice is these two, emptiness and compassion. So holding the bell, Vajra and bell is that sign. So this offering is also supported by the emptiness and compassion. And with this, then you do the outer circle. Om ayatare sapare argam badisa soha is a conscious for the water. And Aryatara sapare padya badisa soha mean the what call shell in the water in the
Shallow?
shell.
Oh, conch shell.
Shell, yeah, shell. It's a shell that way. Then Pushpa mean the flower, Ruba mean the incense, Aloka mean the candle, Gandhi mean the perfume, little bit salai, smoke, Yudi mean the food, and Shata mean the music. So this is a offering range here. And at this time you have to do so Oma Ayatara Sabare Wari Argam Badisa Soha. When this one you have to do the snap as a kind of sign of please take this, please accept this, you know. But so offering time you have to do the snap. A lot of people do snap like this too. I think that is a mistake. Why? Because this is a when torma to the spirit giving, you do snap down like this. When offering to the Buddha, snap up like this. So when we're offering to the Tara, I think shouldn't do both. I saw lots of people doing this one. Omaya Dara Sabarora Argam Padisa Soha like this. So I don't think so it's right to do because I read some texts. I think maybe Tudu Rinpoche's commentary or I don't remember, or there's a called the Jangwanji Kunga Benjo in the Drikung Kagyu. One of their texts said, I don't remember exactly which one, but basically said when you offering, I think this is Jangwanji Kunga Benjo, the first, second dzogchenu, Jangwan Drukpa, said when you offering, you should do the snap up. When you giving, you do the snap down. There's a sign different. And when you offering snap, but when you blessing, it's not have snake. Yeah, sometimes you see Ombaza Arga Ahu. Om Ahu with the Argam. That is a blessing of the offering. Then you don't do this one because blessing is just blessing, not offering. So this is a sign of offering. So
Так что тогда
each one
щелчок
have,
это
I
как бы
think,
знак
detailed
подношения.
meaning. You know?
Когда делаете благословение,
So
вы
that way
делаете немножко.
here, because we're offering to the Tara as a front of you, then you can do Oma ayat dare sapare ware argam padita so Oma ayat dare sapare ware pande padita so Oma ayat dare sapare ware pushman padita so Oma ayat dare. So this continue with the mantra, mudra, and samadhi mean the meditation. Those two together.
Ну вот мантра, мудра и самадхи это
Then
значит
there's
сама
a
медитация,
praise
то есть концентрация, состояние ума.
to the Tara said, with their crown of the god and demigod bow at your lotus feet. A prayer to the posture to the mother Tara, she who liberated all destitute. Amen. Tara, even the worldly beings, you know, God and demigod, worldly being, most powerful worldly beings, even they pay homage that much. She is
Дальше о том,
powerful,
что я склоняюсь и простираюсь перед Матерью Тарой, которая освобождает все.
object to the veneration, yeah, and so that way then you.
Все это преклонение происходит потому, что Тара есть объект почтения.
Silly question. What's the difference between a god and a demigod? Is there a specific meaning there or not?
Yeah, demigod is a half animal, half human, half god. Yeah. It's live in the place. It's also kind of like a age of the Mount Meru. And a god, there's a desired realm have a 6 god.
То есть полубог это что-то между Богом и человеком.
Yeah, for Dharma, for Dharma king first, 33 god realm 2, and free from fighting 3.
Лама перечисляет различных божеств.
So demigods would be below the four.
Yeah, below. Yeah, for the king of Dharma is a kind of the middle of the Mount Meru. The demigod is at the edge of the edge of the Mount Meru. Edge or what called the bottom of the Mount Meru.
Полубоги живут.
Yeah, base of the Mount Meru. And the demigod is not fully God. The kind of mixture of a animal and God realm.
They're not like Asuras.
Asura is a demigod. Yeah.
Говорю, те же асуры являются полубогами.
Yeah. So basically all those powerful beings, basically, because why this is a necessity here is a show is a in India people worship them. There are lots of people worship to the Asura, you know, they worship to the god Indra and Brahma. They are so even those people who worship to them powerful, they even come to the pay homage to the Tara.
Вот, и это все показывает величие Тары, поскольку даже эти боги приходят для того, чтобы выразить ей почтение.
Quality. And here's one supplication. This prayer is really good. I really like this one. It said, praise compassionate, reverend Bhagavan, may the true obscuration of myself and all limitless sentient being be cleaned away and quickly completing the true accumulations. So here said it was a true obscuration. So obscuration of the obscuration of the omniscience. You know, myself, all limitless sentient beings as a clean away and deliberate, quickly complete true accumulation merit and accumulation wisdom. May we attain perfect Buddhahood. So if you want to become a perfect Buddhahood, you need to accumulate the true merit and eliminate the true obscurations. Until that, it's a become a perfect Buddhahood is not like one day job or immediately become something. You know, it takes time. So until that, what you need is in our life, may we attain the supreme happiness of the God and human. This means that the working best is suitable to practice Dharma as a God realm and human beings. You know, they have a better working base. than other beings. In our effort to accomplishing the
В
omniscient,
нашем усилии
may the
совершить
obstacles such as
вот это
obstructing
все нужно убрать
spirit,
все возможные
epidemic,
препятствия,
and
духов,
disease,
эпидемии,
and
болезни,
the very kind of
различные
untimely death,
виды
and the harm
безвременной
of the
смерти, вреда
bad
от
dream,
плохих
bad
снов, плохих
omen,
знамений,
and 8
8
fears,
страхов.
and so forth,
Пусть все
be
они будут быстро
quickly pacify
умиротворены и
and
уничтожены.
eliminate. Pray you may worldly and
И пусть
beyond
мирские
worldly
и
perfect
немирские,
a
все
complete
немирское будет полностью
auspiciousness,
благоприятно,
happiness,
несет
and goodness
счастье,
increasing in
доброту.
this
Все это
vast
увеличивается в больших
meaning
количествах без исключения.
without the
Будет спонтанным
exception
образом достигнут без
to
какого-то
accomplishing the
достигнут без какого-либо
spontaneously without
усилия.
the effort. May we be diligent in
Пусть мы
the
будем трудолюбивы в практике.
practice. May the holy
Пусть
Dharma
святая Дхарма
flourish.
процветает.
May we always be
Пусть мы
behold
всегда будем наблюдать
your sublime face when
твое лицо,
we
когда будем
practice.
практиковать.
You may we
Тебя,
are
Бхагаван.
comprehended the
Пусть
meaning
мы
of the
осознаем
emptiness,
значение
and may
пустоты.
we great
И пусть великая
bodhicitta
бодхичитта
flourish and
процветает.
grow like the waxing moon. So this is the meaning of the emptiness and bodhicitta. These two are main practice of a, like a bird need the two wings to fly, and Dharma practitioner need these two, emptiness and compassion. Those two are need necessity, because emptiness without the compassion can be only reach to the like arhat, no longer than that, cannot become a Buddhahood. Compassion without the emptiness cannot become nirvana, only can be born highest as a
И сострадание и осознание пустоты важно для достижения состояния Будды.
So
Потому что если
this
осознать только
both
пустоту,
need
или
compassion
только
and
без сострадания,
emptiness.
или наоборот, то это
Without
приведет к неполному результату.
each, without the one, other
архатам,
one is
к рождению
not
в
complete
высших
path.
мирах.
Like if you want to, travel, you need all the will complete. If one will is missing, and you cannot ride that vehicle.
Это подобно тому, как
You
вы
need all
едете
the
на
will.
колеснице, у которой два
Not just
колеса.
only
Вы не
will,
можете
all the
ехать на
will.
колеснице,
Even
если только
sometimes
одно
you need the
колесо.
extra will too.
Вам нужны оба, чтобы достичь цели.
If there's some
Поэтому
accident
нужно
happen.
и сострадание, и осознание пустоты.
And this one, if you like to be chant the prayers, think
Дальше
that
говорится о том,
you
что если вы хотите
and
петь
those
эту
who are
молитву,
protected
подумайте
are
о том, что
contained under
вы
the
и те, которые должны
goddess
быть защищены,
hand, that is
находятся
the
под рукой
granting the refuge gesture, and recite the 21 homage many times as possible. If you are able to actually do prostration, so here some people mainly recite the 21 Tara supplication, mainly, and then you do here, if you possible, you also do with the prostration.
Но нужно еще делать простирание, не только читать
And
обращение.
visualizing Taras, especially right hand, is I think this is called the supreme giving protection gesture.
И визуализировать
Mantra.
руку Тары.
And under that gesture, and we supplicate into the Tara, and doing the prostration also is good. You do that one because we just visualizing Tara is in front of you, then doing the prostration. Yeah, wisdom Tara in front of you. But if you not doing that one, and mainly you want to do the recite the Tara's mantra, then you have to do this one here, Zahum Bamho, through this with the mudra and the mantra of the Zahum Bamho, Za as a hook, Hum as a lasso, Bam as a chain, and a Ho as a bell. So this one is like a Za is a hook, put on the deities on the chest here, and bring to the wisdom being toward to you, pull you. And Hung as a lasso, put two together, the wisdom being Samaya beings. And Zahum Bam as a chain, make them inseparable. So wisdom being and Samaya being melt together, become inseparable. And Ho as a bell and delight. Because if two same one put together, there's no destruction. But if two opposite come together, then there's a problem. So there's no delight. Yeah. So that way, wisdom being and samaya being are not different. Those are same. That way, when they merge together, melt together, it becomes inseparable and delightful, meaning that there's no problem. So that is it. I think this is really help us to our meditation of the divine pride of I am the deity become a more can say authentic, more firm. Not just only become not just only become, oh, this is my imagination. I think that's helpful for more become.
Вообще эта практика помогает нам преодолеть наше воображение, воспринять это как нечто более реальное, что очень важно.
Okay. Then there's the commitment and wisdom beings. So normally we use samaya and wisdom. Here said commitment and wisdom being become inseparable. At the edge of the crown, throat, heart center is the moon, mandala, mark, respectively, with a white arm, red arm, blue arm. So this is it's called the ocha, the armor protection. So at the crown as a om as a in Latin syllable, that is in Latin body. At the throat as a in Latin speech. At the heart as a hum as a in Latin mind. So the heart is like a tent like this. Tongue is like underneath of that, because at the center of the heart is a thumb syllable. Remember? So heart is a tent like this. Hum is more like above. The tent inside. The thumb is the center here. So that way, lots of people have this. I think, including myself, before have question about. Okay, we do the om ahum, but then we said thumb syllable at the heart. How those two are together. So you just visualizing as a heart as a like tent. And inside of the tent, inner above, as the hum, as a seed syllable of a mind. Then that in the little bit lower as the thumb on the mundus. So that's this, just a little bit detail about how to visualize om ahum and thumb, because main nutrition is a thumb. But you're also blessed by the three enlightened Vajra, body, Vajra, speech, Vajra, mind. Then mantra circle around the thumb syllable, thumb at the heart center. So that thumb is a little bit lower. Then circle by when you pointing, this mantra would be clockwise. Yeah. So we have to place with the counterclockwise. Om. Da, re, tu, re, so it's counterclockwise. Then once place the counterclockwise, then rotate with the clockwise. Makes sense? Om, lead. So then whatever om, rest of mantra is a follow with that. Yeah. So placing counterclockwise, rotating clockwise. Placing clockwise, rotating counterclockwise. So then they recite this om dare tu re so has. Said, repeat the 10 syllable as much as possible, abandoning fault such as a reside in the unclear, too fast, too slow, and so forth.
Слишком медленно и так далее. То есть неясное чтение, слишком медленно и слишком быстро и так далее.
When you recite the mantra, recite the mantra free from 6 faults. Too slow, because if you chant really too slow, never finish, number, because they have time to, you have to finish certain number, and too fast, you're missing the syllable. Lots of Tibetan do this. Basically, they never say the full syllable. That's also not correct. So you should say a whole syllable. So not too fast, not too slow. And also not too rough, not too soft. Because too rough is not good for your health. And
Слишком
too
жестко это
soft.
будет вредно для
It's
здоровья.
not good to bring into the energy of power, energy
А
or power
слишком
of the
мягкое,
mantra.
то недостаточно будет энергии от
Yeah.
мантры получать.
I remember one teaching you said recite like whisper the mantra and experience bliss. Is that different than too soft?
Hmm?
During another teaching you said whisper the mantra and experience bliss. Is that different than reciting it too softly?
It's coming.
It's coming. It's the next quality. Stand by.
Yeah, be patient.
We're on the 5th and the 6th, right?
Okay. And the 5th and 6th is not too loud, not too quiet.
Не
You
слишком
have to have a mantra
громко,
sound.
не слишком
Even
тихо.
chanting with the whisperly have to have sound. Okay, but
Не
not too
должно
loud.
обязательно.
Because
Не слишком
if you
громко.
chant the too loud, nowadays
слишком громко.
maybe you don't have to worry about that much spirit, but then your neighbor will be unhappy. But in that mainly saying is lots of spirit, they're not happy. And some
От того, что вы
spirit,
слишком
when you
громко
recite
читаете
the
мантру,
mantra,
вы будете-
for them it's
духи
like a
могут быть
weapon,
не очень обрадованы.
hurt them.
Но и некоторым
Physically.
окружающим вашим тоже могут не
So,
понравиться.
so even this kind of mantra can be hurtful, some spirit. And when you recite
Даже
the
эта мантра может
wrathful
вредить
mantra,
низким
you
духом.
will have to be careful.
Даже когда вы читаете, особенно когда вы читаете гневную
Lots of
мантру,
people
она
never
особенно может
think
быть
as a
опасной для духов.
responsibility of what will outcome from the wrathful mantra. They really like to recite the wrathful mantra. But wrathful mantra is like a weapon to those spirit. You know, so
Есть опасность особенно, когда
one
читаем
of
гневные мантры, поскольку они
Дрикунг
есть как
Кагью
оружие
said,
для духов. Нужно быть внимательным.
you know, when somebody's sick because of the harm from the spirit,
Если кто-то болеет
it's
из-за духов,
not healthy to do wrathful puja.
поэтому не очень
Because
хорошо
that
делать
wrathful
гневную
puja
пуджу.
can heal that sick one, but
Поэтому эта пуджа
harm the
может,
spirit.
эта пуджа может излечить больного, но повредить
We're not
духа.
seeing that one. That way we don't take
Мы, конечно, не
responsibility.
видим,
But
как дух
it's
пострадал.
for them, it's just like stronger
Для
than
духов
weapons.
это как ранение оружием.
You know, really sharper than weapon for them. It hurt physically, mentally. So, so that way, it's really careful to recite the wrathful mantra. Even
Поэтому нужно
generally
осторожно-
mantra also
осторожно
too
читать.
loud is a
Гневные мантры, да и простые тоже.
some those
Слишком громко не
spirit
надо.
make unpleasant.
Это может быть неприятно.
So,
некоторым
Generally,
духам.
there's a two kind of spirit. I think this is important. One, supportive for the dharma.
Есть духи, которые
For them,
поддерживают дхарму.
we have to offering to the small offering. We have to offering to the, you know, all the different type of offering to them to
Этим
make
духам мы
them
должны делать
increasing their power.
подношение, для того, чтобы
But
власть
then
росла,
one
их
is
сила.
called the devil or unpleasant
Но есть
the
неприятные духи, которые
dharma.
создают
It's Tibetan
препятствия.
called the nangchokdu. And they have to be diminished because if when they become powerful and humans,
И эти духи
our
должны быть
society
уменьшены,
balance
поскольку если они
lose.
становятся очень могущественными, то они будут мешать практиковать дхарму.
All the you know, angel, or I think you call the angel, yeah, or the
Это
good
как вот то, что
spirit,
на Западе,
when
на
they are
Западе
powerful,
называется ангелами и
and
демонами,
it is helpful for
хорошими и
us. We
плохими
need them.
духами.
So, but either way, we Dharma practitioners, even they are evil spirit, we're not allowed to have a permission to harm them.
Но
So,
даже злым духом мы не
reciting
можем
too
вредить.
loud sometimes make them unhappy, make them suffering. So this reason, not too loud, not too quiet, not too soft, not too rough, not
Итак,
too
не
fast,
слишком
not too
медленно, не
slow.
слишком быстро, не
Those are
слишком
called the
грубо,
6
не
folds
слишком
of
мягко,
recitation
не
mantra.
слишком громко, не слишком тихо. Вот это все 6 возможных недочетов
Then,
при чтении мантры.
then another one is come, how to chant quietly, how to chant with a melody.
И как пить мантры с
Basically
мелодией
saying
или без
is
мелодии.
lots of mantra should chant
Вообще мантру
quietly
надо
is
петь
better.
тихо.
Like not go the sound further than your own, what call this? Column. Color. Yeah, don't go further than that. But also, since this recitation and a meditation on the deity is a part of the meditation, also there's a, when you have a more like agitation, mind with agitation should recite the quietly. it
Нужно
helps the mind
транслировать
bring
такие
calm.
мантры, читать мантры
But
временами
when you
для
have
того,
a
чтобы
sleepy
успокаивать ум.
mind, dull mind, and
Но если у
recite
вас-
with a melody.
Но
So
если ваш
melody
ум
and recite the
находится в внутреннем
quiet is
состоянии, немножко
according
ленивым,
to the your
подавленным, то нужно
how
читать его, пить для
my
того,
state
чтобы
of the mind.
возбудить энергию ума.
If there's
Все
more
зависит от состояния
agitation,
ума.
must recite quietly.
Если ваш ум возбужден, то
Because
читайте тихо.
with the
А
agitation,
если
if
уму
you
нужно
recite the too
взбодриться, то
loudly,
нужно читать,
the agitation will
как бы
increase.
пить.
But if your mind is really kind of like sleepy, can say, then it should be recited with a melody, and it make you more energetic. Wake up. So that is how then you recite the Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. So there's a two. Your main accumulation is a 21 Tara supplication, or main recitation is a 10 syllable mantra. If you are mainly reciting the 21 Tara supplication, and your whole session, you do the 21 Tara supplication, and end of the session, then do the 1 round mala of this mantra. But if you're doing mainly recitation of the mantra and end of the session, you should do 1 or 3 21 Tara supplication.
То есть, если вы много
So
читаете,
this one is
21 восхваления, то тогда потом в конце мантры
designed
читайте.
as
А
a
если прочитали
mainly
четко
practice as a mantra
мантры Тары, то в
and
конце
support of
практики
that
нужно
mantra
прочитать
with the 21 Tara
хотя бы несколько
supplication.
восхвалений 21 Таре.
So this mantra is there's a two called the recitation mantra is like two called the approaching, accomplish, or 3 is called the approach, accomplish, and perform. Other Tara, like you practicing yellow Tara, you practicing red Tara, you practicing
Неважно, какую Тару практикуете.
black
желтую,
Tara, whatever
красную,
Tara there's,
черную, иные Тары.
but approaching is this 10 syllable.
Базовая вот эта
Om
мантра.
Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha.
Ом Тара Ту Таре Ту Ре Соха.
Then white Tara, red Tara, those are performing mantra. So you have to have approach
То есть это
first,
базовая мантра, а дальше тут
then
много
you
других
can
Тар.
perform. Right now, if you try to recite the white Tara mantra, you try to recite the red Tara mantra, it's not going to do anything for you. It's just like without having money in the bank, you're shopping. Approach is you have to approach first. Accomplish. Approach means that come closer to the deity. Accomplish means that you achieve the deity's quality. Once you have that one, then you can perform. Like red Tara mantra.
То есть это как подход.
Otherwise, like lots of people do the Zambala Puja.
Нельзя.
Yeah, nothing changed. You did that, you know, nothing will change. Today, before the Zambala Puja, and then day after tomorrow Zambala Puja, after Zambala Puja, nothing will change because we perform without the approaching. Make sense? So that way,
My understanding, maybe I'm misunderstanding. You're saying you should do the 10-syllable mantra first and then follow with the longer mantras? How would you mean by approaching?
Yeah.
And accomplishing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for approach, accomplish, and perform, need to lesson. That's an order. We do is a perform as a first without the approaching and accomplishing. Yeah.
То есть сначала
Approaching means that coming closer to the deity.
подход к божеству с помощью мантры.
Yes, approaching.
Накопление.
Nyemba means that kind of like can't come close. Like when you call somebody's name, always email, always try to talk, you become closer, yeah? When you stop doing that one, you get dead distance. Even the human being, yeah? So I'm not good with that, but I know that. So if you want to approach, you have to approach, try to become closer. So what is the difference between you becoming closer to your boss and becoming close to the Tara? Is it if you call to the Tara, you become close to the Tara, same time you accumulate the merit by reciting the mantra.
И цитируя
If you
мантру,
close to the
вы
boss,
накапливаете добродетель.
maybe it become close, the human to human, but there's no accumulation.
Ну, то же самое, кстати, происходит и с людьми, когда вы называете чье-то имя, больше общаетесь с кем-то. Только в случае с людьми вы не накапливаете никакой
Like we do
заслуги.
here.
А читая мантру Тары, вы только приближаетесь к ней и накапливаете заслугу.
With the support by the accumulation of a merit and wisdom, and recite the Tara mantra, 10 syllables. Yeah. Then when you approach and accomplishing, then when you do the red Tara mantra, white Tara mantra, then it's really benefit.
И когда вы уже приблизились к этому, когда вы как бы
Yeah,
частично реализовали мантру
I think
Зеленой
so.
Тары,
If you look the
читаете мантру других тар,
Drikung,
то это уже
the
действительно
red
вам
Tara,
помогает.
actually main practice is 10 syllable.
The red Tara, white Tara, the
Yeah.
text, they have black
Поэтому
Tara.
практика Зеленой Тары является
First
базовой
with
для
the,
всех.
and it's in the text.
Yeah.
And so in the text, they have two sections.
Yeah.
If you do kurkula,
Yeah.
kurkula, you visualize, then it says you first do the green Tara mantra, and it has 2 pages devoted into doing the green Tara mantra. And it says after 1 mala round, then proceed to the practice of kurkula. Black Tara does the same thing,
So
but
it's part of the large, it's part of the practice.
Yeah.
part of the text. It's actually, we have the text here. You can take a look at it.
It's a new idea to me, so thanks for explaining it.
So basically, if you want to do this kind of ritual puja, for the other's sake, unless you should finish your main deity's puja retreat, like including the giving empowerment, doing puja for others' sake, unless you should done the complete retreat of that your principal deities.
What is considered a complete retreat?
They said they have like a Chakra Sambhavara, they have a certain number of recitation mantra. You have to
Вот таким
complete that
образом,
one.
для того, чтобы делать какую-то практику, приблизиться к божеству, нужно начитать,
Yeah.
накопить
So
какое-то
there's
количество мантр.
it like lots of time they call the 100,000, but it could be 400,000, it could be more than that. So this retreat complete have a number or time. Time is it like some divide into like 1 month, 6 months timing. Sometimes it's tell you the number of how many thousands. That is just like at less. And really is a complete finish retreat mean the accomplish. Make sense? Yeah. So that way, when you recite a mantra, we have it divided into 3. Approach, yeah. Accomplish and perform. Then you do the puja for other, or do the empowerment, or those things and become more beneficial. Like you already accumulate something, you cook something in your pot, so you're sharing that food to others. So you want to share your food without the cooking or empty pot. When you're performing a ritual without the accomplishing or anything yourself doing anything, this is like you want to share your empty pot food to the other because you're not yet cook food. Yeah, you don't have anything yourself. How you can share to others? So this is a order of the practice dharma is it approach, accomplishing, and perform.
Завершение и действие. То есть сначала приближение — это начитывание мантры, потом мы уже как бы
doходим до состояния, like you do lots of puja,
и дальше мы начинаем действовать.
We do lots of puja. Those puja must do order is it first accomplishing something.
Громко наушники я слышу.
Sorry?
Слышишь?
Да. Я думала сначала, кто разговаривает.
Okay, so it would not be a separate practice to do the performance.
So they're not necessarily separate, but can be separate practice. Like a green Tara is the approaching and accomplishing. Then you do the white Tara, you do
Конечно,
the
эти
red
практики все
Tara.
могут
Those are
идти по
kind of
отдельности. То есть
performing.
зеленая тара может быть идти отдельно от белой, а белая от красной и так
Yeah,
далее.
and also green Tara, you do yourself. It's called approaching and accomplishing. Then later someone said, please pray for me, this and that. Then you do this green Tara for others' sake. That's also
То есть
can
сначала
become
вы
performing.
накапливаете мантру, потом вы приходите как бы к
So
завершению этого
basically,
накопления,
if you
после
want
этого
to
можете
help
провести
other
для
beings,
кого-то
first
пуджу или
help
ритуал.
yourself.
In the more complicated text like Shakasamvara, then the main Shakasamvara mantra, that would be the approach. And then
All is approach. All is approach
always
and
approach,
accomplishing.
and then the supporting mantras are the
No, it's all is the same.
all,
Yeah.
Вот Малама
It's a
отвечает
mantra.
опять
It's
же
a
вопрос о накоплении
Chakasambhara
мантры,
have three
Чакасамвара.
mantras.
yes,
Root mantra, essence mantra, very essence mantra.
yes.
Root mantra is a supplication. So Tara have two
Он тоже говорит о
mantra.
том, что
Root
есть
mantra
мантры,
and
которые
essence mantra.
основные и
Root mantra
подкрепляющие.
is a 21 Tara supplication.
Sorry, another question. Sometimes in the text they talk about practicing until you see signs of accomplishment.
Yeah.
What would be considered a sign of accomplishment?
Вот вопрос Ламы о том, каковы знаки
Basically,
завершения
the
накопления мантры.
sign of the accomplishment of the Dharma is when your devotion is increasing, that is a sign. When your
обычно знак
attachment
это
is
когда
decreasing, that is a sign. When your
ваше-
renunciation is increasing, that is a sign.
когда ваше отречение увеличивается, когда ваша
And when you are
приверженность
see
практике
everything more and
увеличивается,
more
это все
pure,
знаки.
you know,
Когда вы более становитесь чистым, это тоже
positive,
знак.
that is a
Когда
sign of
позитивным
accomplishing
становится,
the
это тоже
Dharma.
становится знак
Then,
какого-то
I don't know,
завершения,
other sign,
достижения.
maybe each text mentioned a little bit different. Sometimes you can see the dream, sometimes you have this, that. But the really
Иногда в
main
других
sign of the
текстах
Dharma
появляются
is
другие
that
знаки,
one.
как, например,
You
вы
know,
видите
how
можете
much
видеть перед собой божество, или
increasing
более чист, как бы
the
чисто вы
positive
видите.
emotion, including the devotion, pure, can call
Но
the
в целом это
now,
приверженность
pure,
дхарме,
pure perception, yeah.
более чистое восприятие,
Those are sign of increasing.
отречение от самсара увеличивается. Это все знаки достижения.
In Tibetan, we have a way to say the respectfully when your teacher or someone is kind of like saying goodbye or good night. We don't say that one. We say tudampel. Tudampel means the increasing your practice.
И вот в Тибете, когда
Там
прощаемся с учителем, желаем ему спокойной ночи, мы
mean the
говорим
heart.
ему, да увеличится,
Tam
да
means
возрастет
the
твоя практика.
commitment. Pel means the increase. Increase your heart commitment. Yeah, we said that one. So what is the increasing of the heart of the commitment, or called the heart of the commitment? Yeah, commitment to Tam mean said so. Is mean that when you have a renunciation, that is the sign of a tudampel. When you have a mugugi a devotion with the renunciation and the devotion, that is a sign of accomplishment. When you see all the things that are more positive, that is a sign of accomplishment.
К жизни и так сказать, отречение от сансары, то это все знаки.
So other than that, I don't know what is the sign of Tara's practice, but
конкретные знаки Тары я не знаю, говорит Лама, но в основные именно те, которые перечислил, они характерны для всех аспектов практики Дхармы.
So then, how to energetic or power of the mantra more become can say profound, more stronger, as supported by the supplication. There's a 21
сила мантры была более
This
сильной.
21 Tara supplication is composed by Buddha Bharojana, supplicated by Buddha Bharojana. That way, in the Buddha Bharojana's supplication, there's a 21 supplication. That way we said 21 Tara. In the Buddha's, in the Sudra, mention Tara's name like 100 of them, over more than 100 Tara's name. In the, and some scholars said Hindu, actually, they have more than thousands. But here we have only 21. And Lord Jidasungun have a 7 Tara supplication. Yeah. So this is because of their supplicated different way, and there's a number is come that way. It's not mean that there's only 21 Tara.
Это не значит, что есть
Manifestation.
только 100 тар или
More than that.
21 тара.
But those all 21 Taras manifestation is it divided into
основные
the
манифестации.
four. You look there. These are 21 Tara. You will see the 4 colors.
Вот вы смотрите,
Yeah, you will see the white Tara, white color. Some are white,
некоторые белые,
some are red,
другие красные,
some are yellow,
другие
and some are
желтые,
blue.
другие синие.
This is a significant of the 4 in Latin activities.
Это
White
значит
as a
4
pacifying
активностей.
activities, yellow as a increasing activities,
Желтые увеличивающие
red
активность,
as a magnetizing activities,
притягивающие активность
and
красные,
dark blue as a wrathful activities.
а темно-синие это гневная активность.
So what does the pacifying mean? Pacifying sickness, evil spirit harm, and general harm. So that is a pacifying activity mean. Pacifying from those
Умиротворяющие активности имеется в виду активность усмиряющих
increasing,
духов, эпидемии,
like
болезней.
we do the Zambala
активности.
yellow one. So this
Это
is
как у
similar.
желтого дзамбала,
Yellow
да,
one
например.
as a
Желтый цвет.
increasing activities.
Это
What
увеличивающие
increasing is it?
активности.
Lifespan,
Вот, например, увеличение срока жизни.
married,
Это брак.
and and power
И увеличение власти.
increase. One time power, I think, yeah. Then magnetizing the
Притягивающие активности.
God, magnetizing the spirit, and then magnetizing the human.
Притягивание внимания божеств, духов, богов,
Why?
людей.
Magnetize.
Зачем
Meaning,
нужно их притягивать?
those beings who not listen to the practice, so you overpower them, then that way you can bring them to the Dharma.
Вот эти сущности,
But these
люди,
days,
боги,
when
духи, которые не слушают
people
дхарму, вы их можете как бы
practice
притянуть к себе,
red
обратить на
Tara
себя их внимание и таким
practice,
образом
is idea, it's a
привести их
totally
на путь
different.
дхармы.
Yeah, Kurukuli. Yeah, magnetizing. And they also, announcing also lamas, they say, when you practice the Kurukuli, you have this. But main point is in Buddhism, we're not magnetizing to someone for that purpose.
Но смысл буддизма в том, что мы
Magnetizing mainly
притягиваем
purpose asa, that way then you can guide them.
к себе для того, чтобы
If you
найти
read
заблужденных существ, помогать им.
Kurukuli practice of the Drikung, it will clearly said it there in the sadhana. Then destroyed. Wrathful is a destroying.
Гневная активность это связано с
Kill,
уничтожением.
cut, bury. So those are very, very, very difficult to do, wrathful. Because performing wrathful, you have to have ability to please the three please. First, please by performing this wrathful practice, please you by eliminating the enemies.
Вот эти гневные активности направлены на уничтожение врагов.
And then you have to know how to transform the body of the enemy as a offering, Ganachakra offerings. When you offer them to the Daga and Dagini, please them by this offering, peace offering. Then finally, you have to please the enemy by liberating consciousness.
Но в конечном счете и сами враги тоже освобождаются.
Otherwise, that way, lots of people really like the wrathful practice, but
Многим
it's
людям
not
нравятся
really
гневные
healthy
активности.
practice. you are doing something that's without any consequences, responsibility.
Но эта практика очень ответственная, она может привести к очень сложным таким
You need
последствиям.
responsibility of taking
Это
all those.
очень практика,
So
которая
that is
требует
it.
большой
You
ответственности.
have to have responsibility of liberating consciousness of that enemy.
Смысл в том, чтобы освободить сознание ваших врагов, не в том
In
смысле,
the
чтобы
pure
просто побороть их.
Then you allow to do. Make sense?
Тогда можно делать эти практики, если вы хотите не просто
So
смирить врагов,
this
а
this
освободить
called the
сознание.
4 enlightened activity:
Вот
pacifying,
это вот
magnetizing,
4
increasing, wrathful.
посвященных активности.
So I have one question, not related to wrathful. Increasing is yellow, and you included in the examples a long life.
Yeah.
Yet we practice white Tara for long life.
Yeah.
It gets a little confusing.
White Tara is a long life because White Tara is also concept for the Buddha Amitabha that way.
Лама говорит, что белая
Yeah.
тара тоже увеличивает срок
Now we
жизни,
know.
но она белого
Yeah.
цвета. Но
But
всё
this not
потому что
necessarily
она является
everything is
концом,
always have to be
что
same that way.
является-
But 21 Tara, there's a 4 color as a symbol of those 4 activities.
Ну, вот
And those
основных
all
4 цвета как
21
символ основных активностей.
manifest from the green Tara. So green
И
Tara
все
is
они
the
21
kind of like
происходят из зеленой тары.
principal Tara. And all
Самая
those
главная тара
21
это
and
зеленая,
manifest from the green
а все
Tara.
остальные ее манифестации.
And there's some text, there's have all their own individual mantra also. It means the 10 things. So it particularly means the beginning of the auspicious. Tare, Palmo, or mean used to be addressed to Tara. Tutare, help to avoiding all fears of the terror. Ture, all the desire and expectation being
Лама пояснил
offers.
значение мантры,
Swaha is
в которой
quality
говорится о том, что
being
просит тару скрыться от
settled
страхов,
in oneself.
от различных желаний и
That
ожиданий.
is the meaning of the
Таково значение этой мантры. Дарует.
That only one did Chadan Ronet, Sasamari. So I will do the 21 some other day, all 21 Tara supplication. I think today cannot finish, maybe this afternoon or some other day.
Лама благословит этим
But
текстом
I want to
по
read
Зеленой
here a
Таре
little bit
в
more.
другой день, не
Just
сегодня.
jump from the 21 Tara.
Так что мы переходим от восхваления до Зеленой Тары к
Then now it's called the collection and dissolution and as a rising. What we have to do after the visualization dissolution is. This is also
сначала, когда мы делаем
method to how
визуализацию,
to cut the attachment.
мы должны потом
Because
рассеять эту визуализацию. Это тоже способ, как
by
удалить
transforming
цепляние.
ourselves as a Tara, then we may cut up attachment to the self-cherishing, but then
Сначала,
slowly
разрушив
build
привязанность
the
к себе,
attachment to the
визуализировав
deity,
Тару, мы разрушили привязанность к себе.
attached to the deity.
Но теперь мы стали привязаны к божеству.
Attaching the deity also negative. So you
Но
have to cut off
привязанность
that.
к божеству тоже
How
негативная,
to
мы
cut
должны
off
ее
it
отсечь.
through the
Как
dissolution.
отсечь ее? Мы должны тогда как бы
Yeah.
развеять эту
So
визуализацию.
then how to dissolve is here.
Как можно
Light
делать
from the
это?
seed syllable of the up at the heart center, gradually collecting all the container and the content, whole of the secondly existence,
Вот Лама
dissolve
считает о том,
into
чтобы
me like a breath hitting
значит,
the mirror.
с
I also dissolve
светом
into the
из центра Ламы постепенно собрать все это
string
в
of the
как определенный
mantra is the
контейнер,
heart center,
и
and the
потом
mantra string dissolve into the seed
развеять это
syllable,
подобно дыханию
thinking
на
that
зеркале,
the two,
которое
that
исчезает.
means seed syllable,
И также
like the
нужно
vanishing
развеять это
rainbow,
все
dissolve
в
into the
мантру,
state
которая
of the
вращается в сердце.
non-referent
И эта мантра
luminosity,
тоже
rest in
как
the
бы
equal
развеивается
voice.
семенной смог. И думая об этом, нужно представить себе исчезающую радугу, которая развеивается в состоянии
deserve to the
sentient being,
sentient being deserve to the mandala. If you do the detail,
и тогда
and
вы как бы еще раз принимаете форму тары,
then mandala deserve to the
представляете на своих
tara
местах.
that you yourself, and tara's body melt to the light and deserve to the seed sellable thumb and umdari turi soha. Umdari turi melt to the light, deserve to the thumb. And thumb melt from the bottom
ту же идею,
to the
о том,
top.
как эти слоги
Then that
рассеиваются.
circle one, it's become smaller, until it become invisible. It not disappear, it's not vanish,
все
but
меньше и
it
меньше,
become
пока
invisible.
становится буквально
That is
невидимым.
the
Он не
called
исчезает, а становится невидимым.
non-fabricated mind, natural mind, without any fabrication, because there's no color, no shape, so there's no fabrication of this and that.
Это как бы получается, что
So
все это принимает
equipoise
непридуманную
meditation
форму,
means that
поскольку
rest
нет
in
ни
that
цвета,
state.
ее невозможно представить, но она тем не менее
So it
существует,
helps
то
us
есть она не
to,
изобретена умом.
what called the dissolution is a help us to cut the attachment to the
Поэтому
deity.
вот эта стадия рассеивания как бы помогает преодолеть цепление к божеству.
Hamembe shembadochri, kirimda, hala shembadochri, zorip. Yeah. So ordinary, how to generation stage is a antidote of the ordinary self-grasping or attachment, ordinary attachment, and dissolution is a antidote of the attachment to the deity.
Да, то есть сначала мы
Just
реализуем тару
rest there
на стадии
little bit
зарождения и
in this one
уничтожаем привязанность
in
к себе.
the
Потом
as
мы
yesterday
как
I
бы
mentioned in the Nima,
визуализацию
normally
и
name as a
уничтожаем
Rimma
цепление к
in the
божеству.
Kagyu, new tantре, especially Kagyu tradition, name as an ordinary mind. In the, if you look at TMC, there are other Khenpo Rinpoche's translation on the Tara and said rest in the ordinary mind. It's the same meaning. Ordinary mind means the unfabricated mind.
То есть и нужно как бы, то есть в конце нужно
Nature state, in the nature state.
естественном состоянии, непридуманном состоянии ума.
In there, much as you can. But
такому
of course, we are not
которое
achieve the Dharma Kaya, so we cannot rest there completely. Then we have to do the perform dedication and daily activities. Once again, I take the form of the Tara, mark with the 3 syllable in the 3 places. So then again, you transform to the Tara. And Tara's forehead, right arm, at the throat, right arm, at the heart, blue home. Then do the daily activities. That is a samaya. Yeah.
So like throughout your daily life, you would visualize yourself as Tara. You do like.
Yeah. So just remember that one.
Yeah.
Just remember I'm Tara. Yeah.
Просто нужно помнить потом весь день, что вы Тара.
It's called the divine.
Жить с этой мыслью.
From divine pride to pride.
That I is okay. For the ordinary people like us, we need the I. That is called the skillful method of accomplishing I-lessness. If from the beginning to you don't see the I, then you never achieve the I-lessness. Yeah. So you need the I, you need the attachment, but good way.
Конечно, сначала
So that we
нужна
call the divine
привязанность.
pride.
То есть как бы привязанность нужна для того,
From
чтобы
the beginning
преодолеть,
to say, oh, there's
преодолеть
no I, no self, then you become careless. It's not also not good. It's okay. Say that I become a Tara, I am Tara. It's okay. Say
что я Тара, то тогда можно прийти к обратному результату, стать слишком беспечными, недисциплинированными.
Don't remember what this said, but they said basically when we're sitting here on the relative level of reality, whereas in that sense you need to kind of think there's I in that, but you can't forget that there's the absolute level.
Yeah,
you
of
got to
course.
kind of
Yeah.
remember the 2 truths and
Yeah.
balance out.
So relative level of I is a method to skill method to reach to the absolute level. Yeah, so it's okay.
В общем, преодоление привязанности — это метод достижения по абсолюту.
Accumulating the merit with the self-cherishing is a skillful method.
Говорил о том, что накопление заслуги — это очень умелый метод.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Victoria Mother Tara, however is your form, however your regional, however is your lifespan, however yours purulent, however is your excellent and good name, may I the other become solely like that. So this is what we want to accomplish.
Читающие и другие достигли состояния.
By the power of the pressing and supplicating. Oh, this one. I really like one. I want to share you one. Rinpoche said one time, said, why we call that His Holiness Dalai Lama Genesis reincarnation of Genesis. He said, because the Dalai Lama accomplishing the Genesis state of the Genesis quality. That way, Dalai Lama become reincarnation of Genesis.
Стал воплощением через
same way here said, I want to become. Then one day, when you reach that level, then you can say, I'm reincarnation of the Tara. There's nothing wrong with that. But before reaching there, if you pretend like you are Tara or something,
когда достигнем вершин, что мы, по сути, реинкарнация Тары. И это не будет ошибкой.
To any other people. You know. So that is it. If you want to be reincarnation, this is the Tara reincarnation look like that. The power of the pressing and the supplicating, you may the whatever I know other reside, may illness, obstructive spirit, property, and the lighting, the fighting, the testifying, and maybe dharma and auspiciousness, so forth. May I be born in the holy, exceedingly peaceful lotus and the pure mandala of the Victoria One, the wonderful copper field, the three, there may I receive the properly direct, receive Amitabha. Purpose, direct. So once you reach the first way, Buddha will give you prophecy of a future, you will become Buddha. When you reach to the 8th Bhumi, then Buddha will give you prophecy of in the future, what time, what name of Buddha you will become.
А что касается пророчеств, то, достигая различные бхумы на пути к полному состоянию Будды, практикующий будет получать различные пророчества, когда Будда будет говорить ему о том, через какое время он
сможет достичь
нового
that all the successive life and deity of the accomplishing be he who of the enlightened activity of all the Buddhas of the 3 times and the swiftly encourage mother of the one blue-green face at the 2 arms holding the lotus. So Tara is the embodiment of all the enlightened activity. So all the enlightened activity put together, it becomes Tara. It's like that. All enlightened compassion put together, it becomes Chenrezig.
Все сострадание в виде это Chenrezig. То есть
all enlightened power put together, it becomes Vajapani. All enlightened quality put together, it's become, I think, Vajrasattva.
Все просвещенные качества вместе это Vajrasattva.
Abandoning the faults of the body, she is adorned with the mark of the sign, which means the major and minor mark. Having abandoned the fault of the speech, she has a melody of the Kalapinga bird. The Kalapinga bird is a really beautiful sound. Anyone listen and make it peace and soothing sound, really good. Having abandoning faults of the mind, she see the
Entirety.
entirety of the
и она видит
knowable
целостность
object. It
всех
means the omniscient.
познаваемых
May
объектов.
the auspiciousness of the she who glorious blessing auspiciousness come.
И пусть
Okay, this prayer is
все
a
благословения
Milarepa
будут.
received from the Taras. Buddha, Bodhisattva, Sangha, please heed
И
me.
вот эту
It's a
молитву
from the
Миларепа
great
получила от Тары.
beginningless samsara, I and
Была
all
Тары.
sentient beings perform the virtue of cultivating the generosity, ethic, discipline, and having rejoiced in the expression of this
И дальше идет как
deed.
бы клятва о том, чтобы
By the
преданные
virtue
бодхисаттвы и
practice
санки,
this
чтобы они
with the
помогали мне
mind of the holy
для того, что
generosity may
я буду щедр, буду практиковал этическую
yeah,
дисциплину, и
belonging
буду
to
радоваться
become the
тем, кто
host of
будет
the
идти по этому пути.
practitioner for the sake of our parent,
Дальше
Khenpo.
перечисляется
Here,
Кенпо, Лама, мастера.
people may think Khenpo means the title one. This is a talking about Khenpo means that whoever give you the vow, like a
Но в данном
refugee
случае
vow,
Кенпо, кстати, в
individual
данном тексте
liberation
означает
vow.
не титул,
All
а
those
того человека,
vow
который дает
received
тебе
from the Khenpo.
различные
So
обеты.
per
То есть они как
person,
вот
like
ваши Кенпо.
my Khenpo was one, my what novice vow was received from the one Saja abbot from the Tibet, and my fully ordination vows received from the holiness. So my Khenpo is a holiness.
И вот в тексте
You
говорится о том,
understand?
что
So
ради наших родителей, наших Кенпо,
whoever
которые давали нам
give you
обеты
that
мастеров, пусть мы
vow,
достигнем
that is your
просветления.
Khenpo. This is not talking about like me. I have title of Khenpo. There's nothing have to do with that.
Но в данном случае, еще раз Лама говорит о том, что в тексте Кенпо называются люди,
People may
которые
say,
даруют
oh,
обеты.
there's a said Khenpo,
А не
but
те, кто
not
носит
didn't say
титул.
to burn. This is not good. People then problem.
Who would I think of?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can have more than one.
Yes.
Yeah. And the master is a who would give the vow is called the Khenpo, who give the instruction. The teaching is called the master. Even when you have ordination ceremony, there's two of them. One is called Khenpo, one is called the master.
Вот, кстати,
Khenpo
Лама
give
говорит,
you
что
the
Кенпо
vow,
дает обеты, а
blessing,
мастер,
and master
текст
give you
называется
all
мастером,
the
он дает
detail, what you
различные
can do, what you can do, what you
наставления,
cannot do. All those details, you see,
что ты
give
можешь
by the
делать, что
master.
нет, и практические методы.
May we achieve the Buddhahood. Until then, by our virtue, may we serve under the Supreme Lama of the great vehicle, is mean the Mahayana teacher, Bodhisattva, achieve the body which is maintain the three precepts. So, individual liberation vow, Bodhisattva vow, tantric vow. Those precepts, accomplishing all our mind desires. So with that vow, what do you desire? It's a liberation, nirvana, peace, and so forth. Accumulating mutually negative deed, furthermore by the merit arising from this virtue, may we all the perfect such as a life, merit, enjoyment, and retinue and fortune practice. May we all obstacle of the pass by without exception. Close enough, yeah. So maybe 21 is today. I thought this morning I can. So I try to rush, but I think today couldn't finish. So next time I will do 21 one day.
Лама говорит, что в следующий раз он отдельно прочитает восхождение в Зеленой Таре.
So, short prayer. Very, very last page 34. By the virtues collected in the
three times by myself, all being in the samsara and nirvana. By virtue,
may I in all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious light.
May the teaching of
Дальше читает посвящение заслуг. Лама и ученики читают посвящение заслуг.
Master of interdependence.
continue increase
by the practice of contemplation and meditation until the end of samsara. And go to page 30, the third paragraph. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, very
That's a born man, not decline, but ever increase.
Дальше читают о том,
Cha
что Бодхичитта не уменьшается.
Anju sem cho Rempocche Manje pa je je ke ba nyam ba mem ba ya kone gondo pe sho chan chu sem jo rembo che man je ba na je jo ge ba nyam ba mem ba ya kone gondo pe wa sho chan chu sem jo rembo che man je ba na je jo ke ba nyam ba mem ba ya kone gon be wa sho. 1:30?
1:30. I'm